Hello everyone. Welcome to Foreigners in Bratislava. This is a podcast by foreigners for foreigners in Bratislava and Slovak people too, I guess. If there's any Slovak people listening, hello. Thank you for letting us into your country. My name is Oscar Brophy.
And my name is Shane Callahan.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. We're two Irishmen who live in Bratislava for some reason. And we are here doing a podcast. And today, this is the first episode. And we're going to talk about what to do in Bratislava, things to do in Bratislava if you have a visitor coming, or if you I don't know, if you're bored and you want to do something.
This is episode 1.
Episode 1. Yes, the podcast will be changing and evolving as we go on.
So we're starting with sort of like a light kind of a topic. What is it? So stuff to do.
Stuff to do, things to do in Bratislava. Maybe a little bit about myself first. So I'm from Ireland. I'm from County Kerry in Ireland, and I have been living in Slovakia for 8 years. I have done many things in those 8 years. Right now, I'm a bar owner / journalist / English teacher / comedian.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a lot of slashes.
That's a lot of slashes. It's like Guns N' Roses over here with all the slashes. And Shane, what do you do?
I don't know, really. I in life, I don't know how I make money. Is that I work in education and comedy. Also, I'm hilarious.
You make money from comedy?
I do.
Oh fuck!
I do. Yeah. Well, I do.
You can do that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'm wildly successful, like Cher. But I've lived here on and off.
Yeah.
So for a couple of years, I think 3, but half of that time I was in Vienna.
Yeah.
And I commuted, but then I moved back because I didn't really like
Vienna.
Vienna.
This is not just a pro Bratislava podcast. This is an anti-Vienna podcast.
Yes, we will be insulting everything around the local vicinity. No.
Shelbyville, as we call it.
Is it?
No.
Shelbyville. Oh, from The Simpsons.
Yeah. Well, Shelbyville is what people from Tralee call Killarney.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah.
Because of The Simpsons.
So we are both Irish.
Yeah.
And both living in Slovakia, and we both work in the comedy education industry. We're both
The comedy education.
so very niche.
Yeah.
But if you don't know Ireland, Oscar is from a place in Ireland called Kerry.
Mm-hmm.
If you Google it, you will see the most beautiful pictures of Ireland. And I am from Meath, and if you Google it, you will see pictures of Ireland.
Yeah. Well, you've got the Hill of Tara.
It's not as nice as yours.
And the other not Stonehenge.
Newgrange.
Newgrange. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Can
nice.
Can we do an episode on Ireland for the foreigners in Bratislava group?
We'll save that for the future.
We will. We'll just.
But I think what we're going to talk about today is just I guess tourist attractions or things to do, top things to do in Bratislava if you come. Do you want to start us off? What's your number one?
Yeah, I was thinking less so as a tourist, but more if someone comes to visit you, because I'm assuming most people who listen to this live here, whether it's for 1 year or 20.
Yeah.
And what do you do? Like, what do you show them? Because I don't think people really have any expectation when they come. Well, and I don't mean that in an insulting way. I just mean that, you think of Paris, you got the Mona Lisa and the Eiffel Tower immediately comes into your head. When you come to Bratislava, I think people don't know. The castle is obviously the default one because it's the big thing in the centre.
Yeah, it sticks out.
Have you been in it?
I've never been in it, no.
I've been in it.
Yeah, is it good?
No.
Yeah. Well, because it wasn't like, it was destroyed. Like they only put it back together in the 50s, so there wasn't really, it's not really like it's not like there was anything in there to preserve.
No, and don't get me wrong, the view is amazing. The outside facade of the building is great. The gardens are great. I just think it's missing a lot of potential on the inside.
Yeah.
It is. I think it could be good. And obviously, they don't have, it's been rebuilt.
Yeah.
But you could do so. The main courtyard, I went into it a couple of months ago and I thought this would be awesome for a rave. Now, maybe that's not really what they're pitching. But
I don't think so. Well, I think they've had concerts there. I think Sting played there or something. I think Sting performed in the castle.
In the courtyard, it's very small.
So, tell me, what is your number one place where you would bring someone for an activity?
Oh, is it really dull to just say walk around the old town? Probably. That's probably quite dull.
I mean, it's quite nice old town.
Okay, you know what I love? This is going to sound like we're plugging them, but we're not. And if they listen to this, they should give us money.
Yeah.
The Wine Museum.
Okay.
Have you been?
No.
Did you know there was a wine museum?
I've walked outside it. Yeah, like it's someone in the main square.
Yeah. Now they call it a wine museum. Quite frankly, it's a
bar.
It's a bar, really. Like, let's be real. But they should call it like an experience or something. But basically, they have. It's in the old square of Bratislava, which is very pretty. It's underground in a wine cellar.
Interesting.
Now they increased their prices, which but everyone is. You get 4 glasses of wine for like, I think at the time it used to be like €11, which was banging value.
Yeah.
Now I think it's a little bit more, but. If you bring someone, it's quite nice because they show there's 100 wines and you can walk around and you can pick them, or the people there will pick them for you.
Okay.
And I think because Slovakia, Czech Republic, Prague, this kind of area is very associated with beer.
Yeah.
You don't really expect there to be wine, and it's some of it's quite good, not all of it. Some of it, I'm like, how the hell was this put into a bottle? But. I think that's a nice thing to do because it's in the centre, it's unique, and if you did that in our country, that would cost an absolute bomb of money. Like it's so expensive. So that's something when people come, I normally bring them.
Yeah,
I normally bring them there. I found a really nice bottle the last time, and I bought I want to say I bought 1 bottle publicly. I bought 6. I've drank 3 of them. It's lovely. It's a sparkling rosé.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
it's really nice. I mean, I'm not much of a wine drinker, but I've been known to enjoy a glass now and again.
Yeah, I mean, there's beer ones that you can do as well. There's like beer tasting and stuff like that. I think sampling. Let's be real, sampling the booze is pretty. Cool.
Yeah, well, look, that's behind the list. I mean, well, I guess my counterpoint to that would be going on a bar crawl, exploring all the different bars in the city. There's many cool, not just the one that I own, but there are like lots of nice bars.
The one that you own. It's a little bit of a plug there, Oscar. Tell us about the bar that you own.
I own a bar called Pado Omietka / the International because we're very good at branding, and it has 2 names. And it's, upstairs is the International, downstairs is Pado Omietka, which means falling plaster in Slovak.
I never knew what it meant.
Falling
plaster.
Yeah, because if you walk around the city, like they have all these buildings that are kind of crumbling, and they have the sign up that says Pozor, Pado Omietka, warning, falling plaster, in case the facade falls off and hits you, and then that's their liability covered because they warned you. And if you get hit, it's your own fault. So, and then that's free advertising because they have that. There's at least 20 signs that say Pozor, Pado Omietka in Old Town that I can think of, and then like Slovak people know the name. So
is there a certain poetry to falling plaster in Slovak? It might not exist.
Well, I mean,
in
I
English.
guess I mean, like in English, getting plastered means getting drunk. So you're falling over plastered.
Does that mean the same in Slovak?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, there's I don't know. Ishkabaha, Goblins. I know the guys who own those. Those are about institutions. There's in the center Bar Rock. I guess if I was taking somewhere here and it was like the weekend, if I wanted to show them the nightlife, I would take them to Bar Rock. I guess cocktail rooms. There's 2 secret cocktail bars. Mikalska cocktail room, and you have to go in through a.
Is that the one you have to go up the stairs?
You have to go in through a cupboard. You go up the stairs and there's a closet and you have to go into the closet.
Yeah, I've done that for 18 years. There was one. Yeah, that's on Mikalska. I got confused and I went into the wrong place and I went into the toilet and started trying to pull a door open. Like a door that was a storage cupboard. And I was like, no, I've seen on the internet that this is really cool. They're not letting me in. And it was the wrong place. It was just a storage cupboard. Yeah, but see, I find this thing weird when people go like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? What do you do when someone comes to Bratislava? I'm like, they chill out. It's a holiday. Yeah. They literally just chill out. You go for nice places to eat, nice places to walk, nice places to drink. But, it probably doesn't have the punch of, say, like Vienna or Budapest. But I love that it's a little bit off the beaten track. Yeah. Like, it's a little bit alternative. There was an article written in the Irish Times, I think 2 years ago, that said Bratislava is like a hidden gem. Yeah. Like, because most people who come, you've got the triangle of Prague,
Budapest,
Vienna, and Budapest. Incidentally, when I moved here, for the company that I was working for, the HR person, that's how they literally sold Bratislava to me. They were like, it's great, Vienna's an hour, Budapest is 2.5, and Prague's 3.5. And I was like, so it's closer to better places. Yeah. Cheers. But No, the walking around and the chilling out is good. I enjoy that. Have you been to Danubiana?
Yes, I have. Yes,
The museum.
Yes, the art museum.
I think it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like nice location, nice. The building itself is quite nice, and the art inside, the art held within is good too.
Because it's modern art,
Yeah.
and I got to be honest, I think a lot of that is BS. But this museum, I did like it.
Yeah.
I did like it. Sometimes modern art can be good. I think sometimes it can be a little bit silly.
Yeah, sometimes. But I mean, like, I think if you just, I accept that as part of it, you know. So I'm kind of a modern art fan.
Are you?
Yeah, here and there.
I think there needs to be a level of, it needs to sort of visually look good, or there has to be some type of a skill to it.
Yeah.
Where, did you see that story in New York or something where someone put a can of Coke just down on the floor in like the MoMA and everyone just crowded around and started taking pictures of it? Or, you know, or someone stuck chewing gum on the wall.
Or the
wow.
banana.
Yeah, this is so. And I'm like, this highlights how ridiculous this is. I thought that museum, Danubiana, had I think at that time it was like a tenner. Mm-hmm. It's also a question of perception because where we come from, our country's quite expensive. Yeah. So you can do things here for a fraction of the cost that you couldn't do back home. And I think that museum. But if you're listening and you're in charge of the marketing of that museum, you need to.
Do you need to have direct buses go? I think actually no, you can go on the bus.
You can go on the bus. I didn't know it existed. I did not know it existed for like a year. Mm-hmm. And I'm an art person. One of the first things I did when I went to the National Gallery in the centre. Yeah. Like that's kind of, I know I sound a bit pretentious, but I do like looking at art. Yeah. Like that is something I like doing. I did not know that museum existed for like a year. And it's not so much the art that's inside it, the way that it's built, the sculptures that are around it and the river are really cool. Yeah. It's really nice.
Yeah, no, it's definitely high up there. Another thing to do that's slightly outside the city, and this is definitely off the beaten path, there is an abandoned missile base on top of a mountain here, like the tallest mountain in Bratislava, Devinska Kobila. And it's just there, you can just walk around this old Czechoslovak missile base.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had all these missiles that pointed at Austria, just in case. Not nuclear missiles, I was like anti-aircraft. So, and I think they probably had like a listening post or something up there as well.
Like, is it just a shelter at this point?
It's like, well, no, it's like it's an underground thing. Like it's like built into the thing, and you can walk around. And they have like a big viewing platform, so you can go up on the viewing platform. You can almost practically see Vienna from there, I think. And you can see.
No, really?
Yeah. I've seen Vienna from Bratislava, like Devin. I went up like some hill there, and you can actually see the skyscrapers on like a clear day. You can see on top of this viewing platform, you can see Hungary, you can see Vienna, and then you can go into this abandoned missile base. And there's a big abandoned like hotel there, like that, or barracks, like where all the army guys used to live. So it's really cool.
There isn't. Some abandoned things like freak me out, but in like a really good way. Yeah. Have you ever been in an abandoned swimming pool?
No.
Can you just imagine that?
Yeah.
Like indoors.
There should be water here, but there's not.
Yeah, no. Like the sort of the staining of like the container of the pool with, and then like the benches at the side, the bleachers, like where they're all kind of like rusted apart. I saw one in, where was it? I think it was in Serbia. And it was super haunting. And then in Berlin, sorry, I know this is about Slovakia. I just got really excited when someone said abandoned. There's an abandoned theme park.
Oh, wow.
And I think they're trying to get rid of it now, but it's abandoned, which is awesome. Like for
that's cool.
Macabre kind of horror vibes. It's super cool.
Interesting.
Okay, I want to go here. Where is that?
Devinska Kobila. So it's in Lamach. It's like the tallest hill in the city.
So you just look up, basically.
Basically, I look up. It's like it's behind like Devin. It's like the one that is next to Devin.
Okay.
So on one side is Devin, on the behind it it's like Dubrovka, Lamach kind of, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to get to because you have to go like it's like the best way is with a car, and you have to go up to like there's like a car park, and then like you have to walk the rest of the way to the actual top of the hill. But yeah, I know I was there like last time was like 2-3 years ago. But yeah, I might go again when it's kind of warmer.
I'll take a Bolt. I don't drive.
Yeah, well, you can take a Bolt to the base and then like just walk up. And yeah, I know it's good for a picnic, good for like, and it's quite popular as well. Like, there'll be a lot of people there on a good day.
See, if it's an abandoned place, you want to go on your own. Or then,
I mean, there's not people. I don't know what the current state of it is if they've blocked it off or anything. But I mean, like you can just walk around the place. Yeah. Like there's nothing stopping you. you know. So yeah.
And they were pointing missiles at Austria.
Well, it was like just like for air defense, like in case like they decided to. I don't know why they would invade Austria because it's neutral, but they had a military base there.
Oh yeah, Austria is neutral, isn't it? Yeah, I suppose they do have a history of sort of not being very neutral.
Just in case, just not putting all your eggs in one basket.
They were a little bit naughty in the past. So maybe they maybe the Slovaks got a little bit scared.
Maybe.
How many people have you had visit you here? You've 8 years here. You've presumably your family have come multiple times.
Yeah. So not like a lot of my family, a lot of friends, some friends from back home. Not enough though. If you're listening to this. I keep telling people.
They're definitely not.
They're not. I keep telling people to come here, but I mean, some people do. So, and I would just let people off by themselves, and I'd give them some suggestions. Like when my dad comes, I'll go places with him and my son. But yeah,
my sister's been here 4 times in like a year and a little bit. She absolutely just loves Bratislava. And what I find really, really weird is Slovaks, if you're listening, sometimes we do like Bratislava. I feel like Slovaks think we're being really sarcastic. When you're like, my sister's here, she loves it. They're like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Like, no, really. Like, really, it is actually, you are nice. Yeah. You are nice. Not perfect. There's a couple of problems with Bratislava. We'll be talking about all of them in later episodes. But, no, yes, it's quite nice. I just wish things were not getting so expensive.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
Oh, my God. It's just price hacking. Even on the Foreigners in Bratislava Facebook group, there are people noticing that like things are going double up in price, like from one week to another. No, it's crazy. Well, I mean, they cut VAT from 10 to 5% on some foods. So I mean, like minced beef is now $4.50 instead of €5 for like 500 grams. I was in Latvia last week and I was walking around. I love that you quoted the exact quantity and price of minced beef. Because I wanted to buy the beef, but I couldn't really afford it. I'm like, oh, I could buy that, or I could buy minced pork for like half the price. I'm vegetarian. Okay, that's half the audience just turned off now. They're like, screw this. Price of the price of vegetables. No. You fucking rabbit. That's it. Well, I think I mean this. I don't think anyone. If you are in any way racist and you're still listening to this, and I know you're some sort of like Naslovensky, post-Slovensky kind of person, then what are you doing? What does that mean? Naslovensky, post-Slovensky means in Slovakia speak Slovak. Naslovensku, post-Slovensky. If you're saying that wrong, that would be so funny. That would add to the thing. Yeah, so we're going to post this on the Foreigners in Bratislava Facebook page. And obviously it's, it's a work in progress. So I mean, like this. I mean, we recorded 2. I think I will release the second one, but the first one that we recorded. But this one I think will go up first because it's like a nice light entry point. Hi everybody. Hi, and so I mean, if you have any suggestions, any ideas for what we should cover, what we should talk about, where we should go. We should talk about language though, because I'm noticing more and more and more on that page and like other similar Facebook pages. There's just a lot of response is probably the most diplomatic way to put it, where people write like, why in Slovakia you should speak Slovak, and it's like, all right, I mean, okay, yes, you should, but it's okay, also, but also if the other person speaks English, what's the problem? Yeah, like why don't you speak English? And then, but you shouldn't expect people to speak English. This gets so much attention, like all that people get so mad about it. Yeah, like. Yeah, I feel guilty when I can't construct a proper conversation in Slovak. I do feel guilty. I have the absolute basics. I'm not good. I do feel quite guilty about it, but then I also really enjoy yelling at people in English because I have the upper hand. Because my English is like unreal. Yeah, where did you learn English? Where did you learn English? In... What? In Ireland. How did your English get so good? But you were Irish. You speak English in Ireland? Do you know, you laugh. I had a parent bring their child into a school that I was working in here. Yeah. And they were going to join the school. Yeah. And they said like, oh, this is a really good class. You're really good. And I was like, yeah, obviously I know. Like, I don't need you to tell me. No. I'm like, honey, I'm working it. But they went, where are you from? And he said, no, where in the UK are you from? And I was like, that is going to get you a stab in the eye with my pen. But I went, I'm not actually from the UK, I'm from Ireland. The man replied with the greatest response ever. And he went, oh, okay, I love Ireland, but I really wanted a native speaker. And I went, oh, sorry, I is sorry, goodbye. Like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Yeah. But yeah.
Well, you know, I think we mentioned in the previous one, like my aunt came here and she didn't know we were in, like, she was like, oh, this used to be Yugoslavia. And the amount of people I know in Ireland who call this place Czechoslovakia, when I first came here, there was quite a few people who didn't know what Ireland was. They didn't know, but Oscar, you're from the UK, right? And I was like, no, I'm not from the UK. But Ireland, it's the same, it's basically the same thing, right? So no, we had a war about it, so no, we're not the same thing. It's like, but it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing. So people aren't very, at least initially when I came here, the Slovak people who I met in Amazon, where I worked briefly, for 2 years, they weren't super aware of what Ireland is. But now, and having lived here for a while,
they should know that we're like, okay, I didn't want to sound super arrogant. I'm kind of forgiving about that. I don't believe that my country is the center of the universe.
Yeah.
You should recognize, like, if you are European, you should know that we speak English the same way that people in England or Wales or Scotland do. Like, we're native.
Better even.
Absolutely. But, like, you know, you can't think that Australians speak Australian and not English. Like, that's silly. But yeah, sometimes if they don't know that we're a country, I don't care if people don't know that Ireland is a country. When I have to correct them, when they correct me, then I get angry. When they're like, no, it's not Great Britain, but it's actually the UK. I'm like, are you telling me where I'm? Are you really? You telling me? Normally men. Normally men.
I think women can be just as wrong too, as if they're less confident about it.
Possibly,
yes,
yeah.
Men can be confidently incorrect. So, guys, do you have anything else that you would like to recommend people before we wrap up?
No, I think you did the historical sites, whereas I did the museum and the...
Yeah.
I mean, there's loads more. I feel like we could do an episode 2 on things that we do, because I also would talk about
One thing, actually, when I came here first, no one told me about the Blue Church. I wasn't aware that the Blue Church existed or anything, and I lived, like, around the corner from it. And I was just walking around one day, and I saw the Blue Church, and I was like, wow, it's a Blue Church.
Have you seen that show on Netflix called Is It Cake?
It does look like cake, yes.
It's a show, if you haven't seen the show Is It Cake, it's basically just a show where they cut into objects that look like there could be cakes. I mean, how they get 45 minutes out of it, and they've got 3 seasons, is ridiculous. Yeah. But that they should do a giant version of the Blue Church and be like, is it cake? And just slice into it, because it does look like a cake.
It does look like very thick marzipan-y thing.
A yummy cake.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Although I don't like marzipan. I think it's kind of too...
I don't think anyone likes marzipan.
It's kind of disgusting. Anyway, so guys, thank you for listening if you got this far. And please give us any feedback. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. I'll be posting this in both. You can come to my bar. We have stand-up comedy every Thursday, because me and Shane, we're very funny. We're both comedians. And yeah, any feedback, suggestions, whatever. If you want to complain as well, please do. It generates... it's algorithmically beneficial for us. If you have a problem and you want to let us know about it, then it will drive up the numbers. So
yeah, I post videos on Instagram and people write under it, "This isn't funny." I'm like, you've literally just added more views to it. Thanks. Silly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Find us on Patreon. Right. Give us money. Bye bye.